Hi, Debbie here. I was asked if I would show or do a tutorial on how I made my little fabric tags that I did for Flair by Me's challenge. So I thought I would. And what you do is you start out with a little piece of felt. And this is only 2.5 by 4, so it's a little piece. It's a little tag, which, which makes it easy. So I took a little piece of felt, cut it down to the size that she wanted. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some lace trim, and I'm going to use this one here. I'm using the same trim that I used on the ones I made for her. And what I do is I just measure, well not measure, but I just kind of eyeball it, they call it, how big I want my lace to be, so I kind of know I want it right about here, and then I'll cut it. Because this trim here is going to fray really easy, so that's why I waited till now to cut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this here, and I'm going to be using Fabri-Tac for this. So I usually don't use hot glue, so I'm going to use Fabri-Tac, and then what I do is I just glue it down on it. And those of you who use Fabri-Tac know it's nice, but it can be messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run some Fabri-Tac all around the perimeter of the tag, and then I'm just going to put it there, and I'm just going to set that here, like so. And I'm just going to push it down. Now I use my little paper towel here to do this because it's sticky. And then I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a piece Fabri-Tac just along the seam here. Well, it's coming. It just takes a while. And then I'm just going to run some down, right down like this. And I'm going to press it down, like so. And so that I have my lace all around, just like this. And actually, where I have my seam, this is actually going to be the front of my tag, because this seam is going to be covered up with, with the image and laces and things like this, and I want the back of my tag to be, nice. So we're going to do that. And then the next thing, I have everything all pre-cut out already. Don't mind me, I'm fidgeting. So what we're going to do is now I'm just going to add my trims, because I'm going to do that first. Let me see, the first thing I'm going to do, and I got a bunch of trims already picked out for this. So I'm going to be laying a trim here, and then I'm going to be laying a little trim on top of it, like that. And I'll do that down the side. So let's do that. See how this Fabri-Tac is. It just comes out and globs. Okay, so it's going to go this way. Then I'm just going to line that up like this. Down. And I check on the back just to make sure I got the same amount sticking out all the way down. Sometimes I'm a little off on mine. And then I'll just trim that off. And then I'll do the same on this side. I'll just run a little bit of glue down the side. Put this on. Make sure I get the same amount. Then I'll trim it off. And I'll trim that a little bit more. So this is that one. So this is what it looks like so far. Okay. And then next, I'm going to add this one. And it's going to go right like that. So I'm just going to add a little bead of Fabri-Tac down here. Sorry about that. And I'm going to go ahead and put it over on this side too, because Fabri-Tac takes a while to set, so I got time to do it like that. And then I'll add this little trim here like this. So now it looks like that. And then I'll just run it down on this side too. Slide that up, try to make it straight. It does get sticky, so I like to just dab some of that away. So those of you who work with Fabri-Tac know it can get sticky. And I'm just going to trim any edges that I see sticking off, because I'm going to be putting a trim on top here, and I just don't want this in the way. Okay, now on the bottom, I'm going to put a different trim. I have this one here I wanted to use for the bottom. Make sure with the right size. Okay, I'm going to put this one on the bottom like this. Sorry about the glue here. Yeah, but Fabri-Tac's not one of those bottles that you can put upside down. And then I'm just going to trim this piece right here. And it's going to look like this so far. And then I have another little trim that I'm going to put on top. This one here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and cut that one first. Probably should have bought a full bottle for this tutorial. An afterthought. And then I'm just going to set that like that. So now I have it looking like this. Okay, and on the top, I have a little trim here that I'm just going to glue on the top. And then I'm actually going to flip it over like that. So let me do that. Make sure I have the right side. And I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on each of the little flowers. Set it down where I want it. And then flip it over, and then put a little glue on the back of each one of these. And I'll flip it over and squeeze it down. Get mine. One thing about Fabri-Tac, I think you end up wasting more than you use because it's always oozing out of the box. Yeah. So that's how that is. Okay, now for my image, I already pre-printed my, well, I printed my images on fabric paper, and I've already cut them out, and I've already attached them to a little frame. Now this frame had a flower design in it. I just cut it out. I just cut this out. The ones I used for Flair by Me, the tags I made before, the frames I used were from Little Snippets, but I used all her frames that she had given me. But this one was in my stash, so I went ahead and just used that. And so this is going to go on like this. But before I put this image down, I have a little piece of that I took out of batting, this little batting thing, and I'm actually going to stick some to the back of it, just so that this has a little, this poofs up just a little bit, So what I do is I'm just going to put some fabric tack on the back of this. I wish there was a way I could leave my bottle upside down so I didn't have to... just a little bit here and there and everywhere. Just enough to catch the cotton. So maybe I can do something. And then I'm going to put it on like this. Just over the glue so it just catches the cotton. Because it doesn't take much. Just a little bit's going to make this poof. You'd be surprised how much it's going to poof. And then I will just attach it like so here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the very top underneath, just so I can get it to go where I want it, so I can tack on it. Okay. Just so I can get it where I want it, and then I'm going to push down on it, just like that. And then I'm going to go to the bottom and do it on the bottom piece. Yeah, see how it, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see I haven't got the sides down, but you can see how it's going to poof. Now I'm just going to go through the sides here. And then I'm just going to push it down, just like that. And then I'm just... See how cute that is? Okay. Now what I did next is I had these little flowers that I cut off a trim that I got at Hobby Lobby because it comes on a roll, and little fuzzies on my fingers from the hot glue, from the glue. And she has, I don't know, you might not be able to pick it up here. I had a little bit of glue right here. On her dress has a little like purple flowers, so this trim actually worked out really. So this, yeah, because I'm going to add those into the corners. So what I do is I just cut out a cluster of 3, and then I will add those to the corner. Make sure I get the right side. And I'll just add a little bit of glue. Put it how I want it. See how cute that is? I'll do it for the bottom. So this is what it's looking like. So cute. Now on the back, what I did is I made a little pocket with a piece of trim that I just cut down to fit for a pocket. And then what I'll do, make sure I get the right side. Sometimes I can't. Okay. It's oozing out a little bit too much. And I'll just run a little up the side. And then along the bottom. And then I'll just put it like this. So now I've made a little pocket. And then what I will do is I'll have a little piece of paper or a little piece of fabric with Handmade by Me, and then I'll just tuck it right into the little pocket here. So now I have a little pocket. Okay, now since it's a tag, we need some kind of a hanging. So what I'm going to do here is I have this little ribbon that I'm going to attach to the back here. Yeah, see what this glue does? It's the only thing I don't like about Fabri-Tac is how it just... And it's going to ooze out whether you put your bottle down flat, whether you stand it up. It's just going to ooze out. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of glue back here on my little hanger so it can hang. Perfect. Now I need to cover this up because we certainly don't want to leave it like that. So I have a little piece of that I cut out of like a doily, a little piece that I cut out of a doily, a little flower. And I'm just going to put that there, glue it down. Put that over it like this. And then I also have a little silk flower that I'm going to put on top of that. Okay, so now the back looks like this. Really cute. And there was a little saying that I printed out, because what this little mouse is doing, she's got her little dustpan and her little broom, so she's like sweeping, she's cleaning. So I printed out on the fabric paper also, or the fabric, spring cleaning, and I was going to put spring cleaning like here or over to the side like that. Spring cleaning. And that was going to be my little tag. So we'll do that. So I just add a little bit of glue to this. And there's my little tag. And that's how I did it. It was, it wasn't really hard. So, yeah. So I hope you like my little tutorial. This is only the second one I've ever done. But if you have any questions, just ask in the comments. I know I didn't go over measurements or anything like that because when I made mine, I really didn't measure anything. The only thing I really measured was my tag size because that's the size that Melanie wanted. So I need to make sure that I have the right size tag. But everything else was just, I just put it on, cut the size, glued it down, and and did that. So this is how I made my little tag, and that's the back with the little pocket. So, yeah. So I would like to thank all of you for watching, and I'm going to go turn my camera off, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.